on any radio channel. When we make an incident, I can see if your radio is on or off. I can see if you're on the right channel or the wrong channel. If you're on the wrong channel, I can put you on the right channel. I can see when you're talking, I can see when you're in alert, I can see if you've acknowledged an alert. I can see if you're at Mayday, or I can put you in Mayday. In any case, that's just the accountability portion of what this does. So, all right, as we start, I want you to know when the screen comes up what we're looking for. The first thing is when we leave here, when Captain Fonseca leaves here on Wednesday, where this says no incident selected, your stuff is going to be programmed just like Grace. When you catch a run, that address is already going to populate. It's already going to be there. But if you were using spare equipment from a safety officer, we can't program those because we don't know who's using them. So you would have to manually select an incident. Sometimes if the server goes down, you may have to manually select an incident. So all you do to do that is hit that incident button on the far left, find your run, just like on the EMS tablet, tap it to highlight it until it confirmed. But that step should already be there. But we're going to teach from worst case scenario. So the incident will be there. Your second step is to select the TAC channel that OEC assigns you. So whatever your major TAC channel is always going to have this big radio. And if you want to grab another channel somewhere, so Chief has, in case he wants to do a water supply or has a Mayday and wants to mute it, you can do that. You can always go back and grab it later. But you can grab up to 4 channels. For your stuff, you're going to see a line here, and it's going to have the ones you use the most are always going to be at the top of the list, and you'll see it when I fire mine up. So your stuff will be programmed at Southwest 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 will always be at the top of that list. But if they sent this chief somewhere with 4s or 5s in a channel you don't normally lose, you just go down and grab that channel, select your TAC channel, you're going to tell it confirm. Once you do that, this part...
Sorry, real quick before we move on. Do you need stuff to OEC to do that, or is
No. You're going to do it with the program.
And then OEC...
When you say, give me a monitored TAC channel, and they go, okay, go to Southwest 11. On this program, we just go, okay, Southwest 11. That's the radio frequency we're going to work on, and that's what we're grabbing.
And they know not to assign 12, 13, 14, 15.
No, that's why I'm saying. You may want to go ahead and grab it, or you can go back and grab it later. If you needed one, and you said, hey, I need water supply, and they go, okay, use channel whatever, the ICT can go back and get that channel during the incident and grab it as well. I always say go ahead and grab that and a back channel like 16 or 15. Just grab another channel just in case, because they're going to send you somewhere else. But you're always going to grab the TAC channel OEC assigns to you. Okay? Since they send us on 10, I always say get 10. But that way, in case people aren't on the right channel, you can run back over and see that. Go ahead and get 11 that they send you on, and then if you need another channel, you can go back and get that later.
You'll go back and get it later. You don't have to tell OEC.
You can.
But like I said, if OEC goes and somebody asks for a non-monitored TAC channel on another assignment, and they assign them, you're not going to assign them 13.
No, they won't do it that way. I'm saying if you're working an incident and you want to go ahead and get it, fine. If you need another channel, whoever's running accountability can go pick up that channel later.
So I just tell my ICT.
Okay? Okay. So then, once you select your channels, these little bars that you see that are green, they're going to start off red, they're going to go to then they go to yellow, then they go to green. These bars are connecting to a server, and it's going to talk to you. Server connected, system connected, telemetry connected. And everybody goes, that little tab on the bar one, they call that a control channel. And it'll say control channel 1 connected. Everybody worries on this program that if the internet crashes, will it work? Absolutely it's going to work. How it does it is a little messy, but it works. And it's all because of this OEC control channel. On Chief's card, there was a radio, a new radio installed underneath the seat. And if Chief was in a reserve or Chief wanted to take his little program mobile, all he has to do is we're going to leave him a little cable like this to attach to a backup radio. Remember when I talked about everything has to bounce through a cell tower? Well, as long as this application is attached to a backup radio, it doesn't have to go back through all those servers and go through the OEC channels. From that point on, it goes from that radio to your radio. So as long as it's connected to a radio, even if the internet crashes, it works. Okay? It'll work without a radio, it just works better with one. okay? So we're gonna demonstrate that for you. So if you're running accountability, and you're gonna hear me harp on this, the first thing we're gonna look for is any orange box. An orange box means the radio is off. Now, a very interesting fact, and this is becoming a problem using this application. When I got it from July to the end of August, as I monitored incidents, I noticed on active incidents, there's 2 folders I hid there, by the way, that you don't see buttons for. And one of those is every keystroke made on this, and the other is what the application does. And every week I had meetings with the SDI engineer, and they would tell me this district used it on this, and this district did it on this. We see that. Well, one of the very interesting things I noticed is that on an active fire incident, 60% of firefighters never even turn on their radio. 60%. And so I know we don't turn them on in the cab, but once we get out, 60% on a fire never even turned on their radio. And I can go to any channel on there and I will show you who turns. We're terrible. We don't turn our radios on. If your radio is not on and on the right channel, I don't have accountability for you. It's that simple. And one of the things that will happen is if you're turning your radio on and off, you're not going to be able to acknowledge the alerts. If your radio's on, you can't, not on, I don't have accountability. I can't send you an alert. And if you turn it off during the incident, which happens quite a bit, you can't acknowledge it. Turn your radios on, even on EMS incidents. We're the worst on EMS incidents. No one thinks active shooter. No one thinks crazy person in the world we live in. But if your radio's off, what good is it? You don't take your cell phone out and leave it off in your pocket. Why would you do that with your radio? We do it all the time, and I can show you. So first, your radio's got to be on. So if you're running accountability, the first thing, if you see radios off, you need to be screaming on the radio, turn that radio on. The second thing we're going to look for is any box that has red text in it. You'll notice there on the tab, it's highlighted, I'm monitoring Northeast 3, and I can see right here that this person is on Southeast 10. Any box with red text means they're on the wrong channel. So accountability's job is once we select that radio channel, you're going to have to talk on the radio and say, hey, Captain so-and-so, tell firefighter so-and-so, get their radio on the right channel, or turn it on, or whatever it is. That's got to happen for this to work. The other thing you're going to see as you're running accountability, you're going to see blue boxes pop up. That's people talking. So don't let the blue boxes throw you off. That's people talking. So at this point, how about I quit talking so much and let's actually run this thing so it makes sense to you. So if all of you would please go ahead and turn your radios on to Southwest 10. And I'm going to get Mr. Perry up here. Good luck, Perry.
Alpha, Bravo. Southwest Charlton. Alpha, Bravo.
Okay, one other thing I didn't mention before we do this. If incident escalates at all, I'm going to have Paul Perry in the car with me, which means I'm going to have somebody run this thing. So I mean, more than likely it's going to be the EO off the Richter.
Southwest
So if
Charlton.
you're, make sure you know how to run this thing because you're going to come to the box and you're going to be accountability while Perry's in the car with me. So whoever the EOs, pay attention to this operation because you might actually run it. We're going to train a little bit. It's not that you don't get it all right now. Don't worry. We're going to pull it, have you get with each station, and we'll go over it some more. But the EOs, pay attention because you might be running this.
All right.
You want this status?
All right. So on your stuff, this is my training tablet, so it's going to be a little different. On your computer, right here, and you can barely see it on this screen, there's a little button right down here that says SDI. You're going to leave this thing on the charger on the car, and you're just going to tap that little button at the bottom of the screen that says SDI, and that's the program. And that's how it comes up. Now remember, your stuff is automatically going to be programmed that when you catch a run and you get on the scene, the address is already going to be there. But we're going to assume that you were using safety equipment. So let's go to Incident and select that button on the far left top, and let's find ambulance 10. Let's check ambulance 10. Or there we go. We highlight it until it confirms. They're on Southwest 10. And you can see, nobody on ambulance 10 has their radio on.
Engine 16, say ambulance supervisor 69.
All right, they're on an active incident and they don't have their radios on. That's what happens when you don't have a radio on.
And that's live right now?
That's live right now. Okay? So my question to you is if all of you have your radios on Southwest 10, how come I don't, or second step, let me back up. Let's get our radio channels. There, we've got our incident selected. First step, we gotta select our radio channels, right? Chief asked for a monitor TAC channel. So we go to channels, the second button from the top. Now your stuff, please remember, I trained all over the city, so mine are all messed up. Would you scroll that list real quick? Keep going, there's hazmat channels, there's rescue channels, special event channels, every channel in the city of Houston is there. Your stuff above that line is gonna go Southwest 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's always gonna be at the top. The ones used the most are always at the top. So for today, since we're training, I don't wanna stay. We started, let's say OEC sent us on Southwest 10, so we're gonna highlight that. We're gonna go to the TAC channel. OEC, when Chief asked for a monitor TAC channel, he said, oh, go to Southwest 15. So we're gonna train on back channels today. And like I said, Chief, if you wanted to grab another channel for Chief, you could. You don't have to. So that's just for training. Select your TAC channel.
Control channel 1 disconnected.
It starts talking to you.
Server connected.
We're going to 15 now?
Connected.
Stay on 10 for now.
Telemetry connected.
Y'all see that error message? That's what it'll look like if you see that this little tab over here, remember, that is the one that connects to the radio. So if that tab is red, that either means A, the cable to the radio came loose, or in this case, I don't have this radio on yet. Once I turn it on, you'll see it go green. If it ever gives you that, it just means you're
Control
not
channel 1
connected to a radio. That's all that means. Okay, so now we're connected to a radio. All right, so my question to you is, if all of your radios are on Southwest 10, why do I not see you on the screen?
We're not on that incident.
Say that again, real loud.
We're not on that incident.
You are not assigned to this incident, so I don't see you. Would you go deselect that incident for me? And just tap it, and you can tell it deselect, or you can hit it and tell it confirm. Now there is every radio on Southwest 10 right now. Does that make sense why you would get a message if they were on an incident? They don't see you, but you'll get the messages. So when we select an incident, what that does is it filters out all the people listening. Okay? So because we're going to train, and I don't want to train on a busy, what tab channel are you going to do? Did you call it 15?
I did.
No, go ahead and tab over. That's how we select our incident. If we said 10 in our TAC channel, we just highlight that tab. That's our TAC channel now. Would all of you turn your radios to Southwest 15?
Channel?
Southwest 15?
Southwest Track 15. Southwest Track 15.
Okay? So what I can see is Chief's radio is not on. Now it is. Okay? I want to show you a couple of things here. Mr. Campos is still on 10. Mr. Lords is on, he was on 15. Engine 78 Alpha just turned off their radio. Do you see what I'm seeing here? We're going to come back. So before we get going, hang on a minute. A couple of you go ahead and turn your radios to a different channel. Does everybody see that? Everybody turn the radio to, Mr. Martin went to Southwest 10, he's on 16, he's on 16, he's on 11. Do y'all see that red text? So one thing, if I see red text, I gotta go get on whatever TAC channel we've been assigned, or on the wrong
Alpha,
channel.
Bravo.
A couple of you turn your radios off. See these orange boxes popping up? As you guys turn your radios off, Mr. Campos, Mr. Henry, Mr. Garcia. See that? That's radios off. Everybody see that? See that little power off button there? The radios are off. Okay? Now then, a couple of you go ahead and keep your mics muted.
Alpha, Bravo.
Blue, guys. If you look at the top number over here, not only do I see the boxes, but the last person to actually get through that comes up here under last transmission. So Chief, if you're watching this in the car, you can actually see people get bumped as they're trying to talk to you. Does that make sense? All right, so for now, would everybody come back to Southwest 16? And what I'm gonna do is ladder 75 alpha. Is your radio in here? Ladder 75 alpha.
You meant 15, right there.
15.
Text me all the time, Captain coming.
Southwest track 15.
Where is that radio?
It's David Dean. He's on
he
the
not
beach
here?
shift. He's gonna,
Southwest
he probably went downstairs.
His replacement's coming right now.
I don't know where he is.
He's not in the room right now.
Okay, I need that radio up here, whether he comes or not. Engine 75 Charlie, where is your Charlie radio?
Up on the,
Slow
up
on
on,
this list.
up on.
Whoa. Medic 75, go back to Medic 75. Alpha, where is your radio? Medic 75 Alpha, are you here? How about he step back in with the radio?
He already took the class, so I guess he put it downstairs.
How about I need his radio, so tell him come back up with the radio. What I'm doing is I'm checking your radios to make sure everybody's, oh, I've already had the class. I don't care about that. I care about making sure your radio's right. So does everybody see your name as you are rostered? Everybody sees how that works? So what we are doing is checking those radios. So I need Medic 75 Alpha radio, I need